If heroes are adjacent to the lair, nope. Then the lair is healed and vitality equal to the number of heroes. No. Threat penalty. Nobody is at a 10. A mini-boss appears on the tile edge closest to the hero with the highest threat. Well, dodged one there, didn't we? And the captains will go, then the minions. No spawn to worry about. First up, we have our captains ready to activate. This one is already engaged with the soldier, so it'll stay in place. These two in the rear, I don't think they can reach anybody. Doesn't look like it. Well, maybe. One of them can reach the soldier, it looks like. So they can move two, so that would be one and then two. So it can reach the soldier. And this one in the rear, we'll just move it forward one. It doesn't have room to get through. Both of these captains are going to attack the soldier. Before they attack me, I'm going to make it a little more difficult for them to hit me by playing the impenetrable interrupt. And because of that, and because I have a shield equipped, they're going to have +1 to the target number that they need to hit me. And I'm going to make it a little more difficult by playing one of my cards face down to add a rage. So it's going to be +2 to their target number. We have two of the captains attacking the soldier. We have to see if they have the courage to do it. The only thing that would stop them would be a 1. So we'll do the one that's to the left of the soldier, or the one highest on the tile. And then the other one, no, they easily are able to attack. Each of the IO will do 2 attacks with 3 10-sided dice and 4 fate die. This is probably going to be painful for our soldier, and I think we'll have to go ahead and use our vitality potion, but we'll see. Maybe we'll get super lucky and they'll miss every hit, because she's still going to take damage from the freezing wind. Here comes their first attack. Ooh, well, that was easily successful. And they got a darkness result. So we're going to re-roll that with the helm. Good, no freezing, but she will take 1 wound. And that same one will attack again. And this time get a 6. Let's see, the target number was 5 and I added 2, so that second attack missed. We did get the darkness symbol again. Oh, darkness symbol again, so she will have a frozen slot under her player board. That makes things much more difficult. And she's going to take 1 from the hit that she took and another one from the freezing wind from that captain. And now we'll do the attacks of the next captain. Knowing that she's going to take at least 1 damage from the freezing wind of the next one, we'll go ahead and have her use her vitality potion to gain 4 health. The second captain will attack. Let's see. Oh, successful hit there. No darkness symbols. Second attack, 1 darkness symbol, and a successful hit. We'll re-roll this one with the helm. Good. No more frozen spots, but 2 wounds from the attacks and another wound from the freezing wind for a total of 3 damage. Our soldier's taking a pretty good beating here. That's going to take her down to 2 health again. Next, the minions will activate, and the air IATHE always activate first. We have 1 up here and 2 down there. This one up here, same distance from basically everybody. Furthest away won't apply. Lowest vitality, let's see, the apprentice is at 2. Well, everybody's at exactly 2. Arcane, that would be the apprentice, so it will target her. These 2 are closest to the soldier, and they will both attack her. They have a range of 2, so this one's going to have to move forward 1, so it's within range for the apprentice. Then we have the Cycline. This one is equal distance from the Acolyte and the soldier, so by priority it would go to Rage, which would be the soldier. And this one only has the ability to get to the Acolyte, which is closest. So we're all set for our attacks. So we'll roll for the air IATHE first. We'll go with the 1 attacking the apprentice and the 2 attacking the soldier. We'll see if they manage to push anybody closer to those captains. First, the courage, which they need at least 3 for the apprentice attack. No, they don't make it. Nice, the apprentice psyched him out. And then we have two of them attacking the soldier. They both are successful with their courage. Now they'll both make an attack with a target number normally of 6, but impenetrable is in play, adding 2 more, so they need at least an 8. Well, the first one misses, and the second one, ooh, gets an 8. So we would roll a fate die to see if they activate, or that one activates again, and it does with the darkness symbol. Well, we'll go ahead first and effect from the mechanized wind funnel, and it pushes the hero 3 spaces towards the captain. I'm going to say that that mechanized wind funnel pushes her 2 spaces in this direction. The wind blows her across the tile. That way she's within range of all 3 of the captains now, and in really serious trouble. This one will activate again, and it's not going to really go after the soldier again because it's already done what it wanted to do there. But if it can activate again, that means it can move, and it needs to be within 2 of a target, so it'll move 1, 2, and take a shot at the acolyte. It tests its courage and is successful. Takes 2 shots at it, or rolls 2 dice with a target number of 6, and also is successful, which means we will move the acolyte 3 squares towards captain since there are no lair. So we got 1, 2, and it's going to blow him 1 more right there, the 3rd square. That way he's within range of 2 captains. And I almost forgot, I should roll a fate die to see if they activate again, and they do not. Now we still have a cycline attacking the apprentice, who needs a courage of 5, does not make it. And our other 2 cycline here and here lost their targets because they got blown away by the Ariathy. Ooh, that was rough. Luckily we survived, and now we need to formulate a plan to take care of some of these captains because they are going to take us out here if we're not careful. Characters that are on adjacent squares to each other can trade items, and I have the leather armor in the soldier's inventory that I could give to the acolyte. But thematically, it wouldn't make any sense to me that in the middle of all these enemies that he's going to toss some leather armor over there and he's going to put his stuff down and change out of his adventurer's gear and into leather armor all in the middle of combat. So even though the rules allow it, I'm just going to make a judgment call thematically and say that's just ridiculous. So I'm not going to give him the leather armor right now. If they were away from enemies, like in the rear somewhere, it would be somewhat feasible, but right now it would be ridiculous. Things are not going very well for our group here, so I'm going to do something that I said I didn't want to do, and I'm going to spend 3 serendipity, which will take me down to only having 3, and I'm going to summon an ally. I'm going to summon Sir Archeron. Let's take a look at Sir Archeron's card. We can see he's well armored. He's going to add 3 to any target numbers that enemies use to attack him. He can move 2. He has 8 health and a courage of 4. His threat level is 6, and that's used for any determination of threat when it comes to priorities. When he attacks, he rolls 5 d10. He can attack 1 target 1 time, and he does 1 damage for each success. So his is a little different. For example, if he rolls all 5 of his d10 and 3 of them are above the target number he needs, he's going to do 3 damage. Also, when he activates, we're going to roll 5 fate dice, and if he comes up with the faith symbol, it will activate piety. For each faith result, this figure may clear 1 status effect from 1 hero on the same tile as this figure. So that can really help us get rid of these frozen spots. And if he rolls a rage and a faith, each hero within 3 squares of him restore 1 vitality. And I think I can do that in combination. So if I roll the 5 fate die and I get a rage and a faith and say another faith symbol, then I could do renewal with the original rage and faith, and then the additional faith I could do piety too, I believe. I didn't see any specifics in the rulebook that really detail where they appear. It just says they join the hero on the tile. I don't have a specific mini for Sir Archeron, so we'll go ahead and use the male fighters mini, since we're not using them right now, to represent Sir Archeron. And as I said before, it doesn't really say anything other than he joins you on the tile. So I guess we can drop him in anywhere we want. So I'll place him right here next to the Acolyte in the middle of everything, because that gives him the ability to attack both of these captains and these minions right there. I believe the darkness is done activating, which will take us back into the hero cycle. The Acolyte only has 2 slots left thanks to the frozen effect. First, he's going to play Feet of the Saints. That way we can reduce the AP cost of attack actions by 1. And then he will play Hand of the Father because we desperately need health. So he can restore 3 vitality to a hero within range, and that's anybody on the tile. And he has plenty of faith. When he plays this card, that'll be his 4th faith, so he can affect all the heroes. So everyone's going to gain 3 vitality back and get plus 1 d10 to all their rolls. But it will generate 2 AP. But I think generating 2 AP is worth it to gain 3 health back for everybody. And since everybody was down at 2, everyone is now at 5. I almost forgot that we're starting a new hero cycle here. So I'm going to pass the hero's edge to the soldier. And I don't think I mentioned the allies activate during the refresh phase, which we're not going to get to them here before the darkness activates, because even if I end my hero cycle right now and go into the deck phase, in the refresh phase you add the AP for the active monsters first and then the allies activate. So the darkness is going to activate before he does, so that's why it was imperative to get that health taken. But we have Feet of the Saints in play, which is going to reduce the AP cost of our attack action. So we might be able to get a couple off here before the darkness actually activates. So we'll have the soldier use her attack card, which will take up her final spot because one of hers is frozen. Normally that would add 1 AP, but thanks to Feet of the Saints, it's not going to add any. And I have to carefully choose my target. Well, actually, I'll just choose this captain right there. That way, this one is adjacent and can be affected. And if I make my fate die recipe, I can hit this one also. She gets her base. And if we look on the attack card, she gets plus 1 fate die for each rage card played. Well, she has a rage already in play from earlier, so she'll get another fate die. The hero's edge will give her 1 and 1. This uses a weapon, so the horrifying spear comes into play and gives her 3 and 3. The boots of speed will add a fate die, and Hand of the Father adds a d10 to all rolls. So we got a lot riding on these rolls. We're in pretty good shape here with 6d10. We need 2 of those to result in 6 or higher. Whew, that was close. We have a 6 and a 10. Everything else was below it. We got a guile symbol, so we'll use the Mantle of Fate to turn one of them into rage, and we'll make our fate die recipe with the horrifying spear. The enraged soldier uses her horrifying spear to hit that captain, the one adjacent, and then since she made her fate die recipe, 2 damage to that one there. Now I will have the apprentice play the Mountain Crumbles. Again, we will not add 1 AP thanks to Feet of the Saints. Mountain Crumbles has a range of 3, so she's going to target this captain here, and then it's going to affect the target behind it. And the good thing with the Mountain Crumbles is it's not going to take them out, but at the bottom of the description it says any captains hit are prone. So if we hit them, those 2 will be knocked prone, so we won't have to worry about them when the darkness activates. The Mountain Crumbles uses a focus, so she'll get 2 and 4. The Ring of Neria, plus 1 d10 for Hand of the Father, plus 3 fate die for not moving with the Mountain Crumbles. Now we roll and hope for the best. We need 2 6s or better. Oh, we got it. A 7 and a 10. She made her fate die recipe, but we didn't clear any ongoings. I applied 1 damage to each of those captains. They both have 2 wounds now, and I placed the prone symbol next to them because of the Mountain Crumbles, which means they cannot activate for 1 cycle. So when the darkness activates, they don't get to attack. There's not much left that I can do in this hero cycle. As you can see, the soldier's final slot is frozen. The same with the Acolyte. His 2 slots are frozen, and our apprentice has taken her action. So we're going to go ahead and end our hero cycle and go into the hero deck phase. I also corrected the threat on the soldier. As you can see, it's at 10, And I also corrected it on the apprentice, it's also at 10. So we're maxed out on threat, with the exception of the acolyte who is at 9. We can't reduce the threat any because of the frozen. We'll clear the rest of her actions. Same problem for the acolyte. The apprentice has a couple of open spots, so she'll go down to 8. We still have 2 active monster types, taking us up to 6, and activating the darkness. If the lair has been damaged, nope, can't spawn any. All hunting packs are doubled in size for the rest of the act. The threat penalty does come into play because the soldier's at 10, but this is the last tile in the act, so we're good there. We'll activate that one captain who's not prone, and then the minions, and we don't have to worry about that deadly spawn. Them being knocked prone helps. Then we have this captain here, who is in range for all 3 of these characters and then our ally. And he's going to skip over proximity because he's next to everybody, and he's going to go for most vitality, which right now is Sir Archeron with 8. So the captain will attack him. He needs a target number of 5. Sir Archeron gets +3 to his armor, so he needs a target number of 8 now. And he gets a 10, so that one will be effective. We have the frozen symbol, and it says heroes are frozen, but Sir Archeron doesn't have any slots. The second attack also hits because he gets a 9. Tons of darkness symbols again, and I believe it makes more sense now that it says heroes are frozen because allies can't be. Sir Archeron doesn't have a player board, so I will just use one of my dice to keep track of his wounds. Now we have a bunch of minions that need to activate, starting with the Air Iathy, who is in range to attack the apprentice. This one here is in range to attack everybody. Well, actually, I don't think he can hit the fighter because he would have to go through the acolyte. So between Sir Archeron and the acolyte, he would go after the lowest vitality, which would be the acolyte. But is it worth running the attack? Because the acolyte's already within range of 2 captains. There's no way for me to push him to be in range of 3. So we'll just ignore that one. This one can move here and be within range of Sir Archeron. Well, actually, it's already in Archeron. But again, it's not worth the attack because he can't push him to be within range of all 3 captains. So we won't waste our time with that. We'll just do the one attack here on the apprentice. I realize I forgot to do the courage test to see if the Io was able to attack Sir Archeron. So I'll roll a 10-sided. He only needs a 2. And he got it, so everything that happened still applies. Now we'll do the courage test for the Air Iathy attacking the apprentice. They need a 3, and they got a 10, so that's no problem. It's going to roll 2 10-sided with a target number of 6. And is successful, so he will push the apprentice 3 squares towards captains. I don't see how they could get her to more than 1. So he'll push her 2 squares to be in range of that captain there. And now we'll activate our remaining. We have 3 of the cyclene. This one's already engaged with Sir Archeron. They can both move 3, and these 2 characters, Sir Archeron and the apprentice, are both within range. So we will go with the priorities. We got proximity. Neither one of them has rage. And then we go with threat. The apprentice is at 8, Sir Archeron is at 6. So they will both go after the apprentice, and they will move in a fashion that allows them to leave room for other enemies. So we'll go ahead and do the attack on Sir Archeron, and these 2 attacking the apprentice. The one attacking Sir Archeron has a courage of 5, is successful, rolls 1 10-sided die, needs a 9 because of his armor. Oh, and gets a 10. That's another wound to Sir Archeron. And we'll roll a fate die to see if that one is able to dodge an attack. And it will. So this one right here is able to dodge an attack. The 2 attacking the apprentice both pass their courage and have a target number of 6. And one is successful for 1 wound. but does not get to dodge an attack. Actually, I need to re-roll that other one because of their perfect sight. And is successful, so that's 2 wounds. And we'll get to dodge an attack. Sir Archeron took another hit. The apprentice took 2 more wounds, but thanks to the Ring of Neria, she can ignore 1 wound per darkness cycle. And everything has activated. We will continue with our refresh phase and activate allies. So Sir Archeron will now attack 1 target. I will have him attack this captain here, since it's up against the apprentice. He's going to roll 5 10-sided. It's a captain, so he needs at least 2 6s. He has an 8, a 10, and a 6. That's 1 success there. That's only half a success there, so he still only does 1 damage to that captain. But now we'll roll his 5 fate dice and hope for some face symbols. And we didn't get any. Ooh, that's not good. I adjusted the health on this captain, who now has 3 wounds. These 2 are still at 2, and I removed the prone symbols because they'll be able to activate next darkness cycle. Hopefully we can take 1 or more out during our hero cycle and we won't have to worry about them. Before we start the hero cycle, the apprentice kept Arcane Lance because I wanted something that could do 2 damage. She drew Winter's Bite, Attack, The Mountain Crumbles, and Leech. The apprentice kept Angelic Word, again, something can do 2 damage, and gained Sprint, Consuming Fire, Guardian Angel, and Last Rites. The soldier kept drawing the Ire, gained Harvest of Bones, Battle Roar. This yoke is heavy, and I'll take that. First we will have the fighter play Battle Roar. That way each hero on the tile is -1 to their target number when they attack. In an attempt to clear this captain out of the way, he only needs 1 damage. I'm going to have the soldier play Harvest of Bones and Arc in this, starting with this captain and then to that one there. I'm not going to add any additional targets. Plus I want to leave 1 space open for any interrupts we might want to use. Harvest of Bone raises the AP by 2. We're attacking that captain, hoping to get him out of the way. The fighter's not moving. Harvest of Bones gives another D10. The Horrifying Spear gives us our 3 and 3. The Boots of Speed give us another fate die. She still has the Hero's Edge, so she'll get 1 and 1. We're attacking a captain. Our target number is down by 1 thanks to the Battle Roar from the soldier. So we need 2 5s. And we got it. 7, 9, 8, 7, good roll. We got a Rage and a Guile symbol, so we made our fate die recipe also. This captain will take a wound and be at 3. This captain will take its 4th wound and be taken out. There are no more treasures left to drop. And we made our fate die recipe, so we can do 2 damage to 1 target within 4. And we will do 2 damage to this captain here, taking him up to 4 and getting him out of there also. The soldier's rage is already at 10, so there's no need to take it up for the damage. Very successful attack from the soldier. Now we'll try and keep that going and have the apprentice attack the final captain. I'm going to have her move forward. 1, 2. That way she's adjacent to him, and cast Leech, since he only has 1 wound left that he needs to take. And if she's successful, he'll give her some health back too. Leech causes the darkness to go up 1 to 3. She gets her base dice. She doesn't get any additional die from the Leech spell because she moved, but this does use a focus. So she'll get 2 and 4. Ring of Neria adds a fate die. And the Battle Roar from the soldier is still in place, lowering the target number of the IO captain from 6 to 5. We only got 3 10-sided dice, so we still need to roll pretty good. Let's see what we get. A 5 and a 6 and a 4. That's enough. She drains the remaining life out of the captain and adds 2 health to herself, taking her back up 2 to 6. She only did 1 damage, so her threat will go up 1 to 9. And is there anybody else I'd like her to attack? She does have the Arcane Lance still, which is an action, and Leech was used as a reaction. We have to take out those air Iathy, but they're not much of a threat anymore with no captains or lairs on the board. But when we add darkness, another captain could always appear. But I think I'm going to go a different route and let the Acolyte take a turn here and cast Last Rites. We're going to aim for this group of 3 in the back here. Last Rites raises the AP 2 to 5. I don't think he has clear line of sight to this one in the middle right there. So I'm going to have the Acolyte move forward 1. That way he's got that direct diagonal line of sight to that one there. The attack will go at the one in the middle here, and then this one with 1 faith clockwise to this one with a 2nd faith. And he has 2 faith, 1 on his player token and 1 from the Solace. We're casting Last Rites. We only moved 1, so we're still in cautious movement. So Last Rites will give us an additional D10. This lets us use our relic. The Dark Crystal is going to give us 2 additional D10 and 1 fate die. He gets an additional fate die from the Bracers of Will, and that is it. The target number will go down 1 because of the Battle Roar. We're attacking 2 different monster types here. We have the Cycline, which is our initial target, with a target number of 4, which is now 3. And then there's the Air Iathy, a target number of 6 times 2, so we're going to need 5 twice. So we're going to need to roll pretty good here, at least get 2 that are over 5. A 9, a 10, a 7, and a 7. Well, can't really get much better than that. And we made our Fate die recipe with our Dark Crystal, and we can move 1 card from our discard to the top of our draw pile. Let's do that first. I went through the Acolyte's discard pile and put a Hustle card on top of his draw pile because I want to start running around picking up some of these treasures. And I think it's safe to do that now that we're dwindling in the number of enemies that we have to deal with. Again, the first attack hit this Cycline, then the Air Iathy, and then Last Rites took out this other Cycline. That was 3 total damage, but we can't go any higher than 10. The battlefield's clearing out pretty good. We have 3 enemies left, 2 Air Iathy and 1 Cycline. The Acolyte has taken an action, and so has the Soldier. I could do another attack with the Apprentice. Do I want to? The Darkness is at 5, and it's going to go up 2 if I don't take out another one of these monster types. It's going to go up to 6 anyway, because I don't want to wipe them all out right now and then lose all those treasures. But then I'm risking something bad happening with the Darkness cycle when I draw the next Darkness card. The Apprentice already moved 2. I'm going to have her move 1 more. She gets that additional movement point from her Ring of Neria, and that'll give her a clear line of sight on that Cycline there, directly diagonal. And I'm going to have her use her Arcane Lance to attack that Cycline so we can get down to 1 monster type and get him off of that treasure too. Arcane Lance with normal movement raises the target number by 1, but we're still under Battle Roar, so those 2 will cancel each other out. It does use a focus, so she'll use her Demon's Bane and the Ring of Neria, and she has a target number of 4 with the Cycline, so we just need 1 4 or greater. And we completely missed. 3, 1, and 1. And I don't know if there's anything I can do about that. No, raising that target number came back to get me. Nothing I can do about that. Casting Arcane Lance, raise the AP 1, and we'll activate the Darkness.